can talk about that, but we got Idubbbz in the building.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's up, Idubbbz?
Not much. Chilling.
So, I mean, well, I want to say thank you for taking time out to join us on the Fight Lounge and the Heavy Punch Promotion tour space. As you can see, we got a packed room already. Everybody's hyped for the card. So, but you know what? I'm gonna get it for the king. He had the first question about Sam
Well,
Hyde.
wait. I got a question first. How
No,
packed is this room? How many people we got?
it's saying like, wow, it's like 700 plus.
Yeah, there's like 800 when I entered.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the tour space at Hype Punch
So,
always gets popping.
so how did you land on Dr. Mike? I know you talked a bit about it in your video, but it seems like that's not an easy opponent, you know?
Yeah, I'm not looking for easy. That's why I was, Taylor Holder had already had, boxing experience. Same thing with Jeff Wittick. Like all of them, you know, I'm not looking for an easy fight. I think it's like, you know, sort of ultimate glory if we could beat Dr. Mike, and then people, they can say, "Oh, you beat Dr. Mike. Now you can fight Dr. Disrespect."
Yeah, I feel that.
I guess the next question is, it seems like some people, they try boxing and they have alternative motives, and then other people like fall in fucking love with this shit, like just love it. And I feel like you and your wife, that's pretty much what you've been saying. So if you come out with a win, are we going to see you fighting again on a different card?
Yeah, I could see that. I think if Creator Clash does well and people really respond to it, I think I would want to put pretty much all of my efforts into growing that. So I doubt that I would go on other people's events, but you never know. I won't say no because who knows what will happen. Maybe other people will be able to make better shows, and maybe more people get into YouTube boxing. So who knows?
Well, this one's for charity, which is awesome. But at some point, like, this costs money to train. This costs money to have trainers, to fly around, to promote an event, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. At some point, you do want to get paid. If there's another creator clash, would that be for charity also? Or at some point, is this actually a business?
I mean, it would be a business for some people, people doing the work behind the scenes. But I think basically all net profit would be going to charity in the future as well. Like, we need this to be, I think a lot of, especially if people resonate with it for that reason, I see no reason to change that. Like, uh, you know, we're getting creators as well who are, they're pretty well off, and not obviously not everyone is, but they're well off enough that I don't think we need to make this about money as much.
Well, somebody who knows something about fighting for charity is Fuzi. Fuzi just what's up, man? Fuzi just joined us.
What up? Well, how y'all doing?
Yeah, we were
Hmm.
talking about Idubbbz event and how it's all for charity. And yeah, come to think about it, you fought for charity and took a giant L.
I did. The biggest takeaway from mine is like I ended up actually fighting charity, and the reason I wish that I had taken time into time I gave myself to training is because my nose surgery ended up costing me over 100 grand because I needed two surgeries and my nose was fractured so badly. So not only did I do it for the sake of charity, pay for my training, pay for my coaches, pay for the whole time, take the time, off of the work and stuff, but I also had to pay for the two surgeries, so it actually set me
Well,
back a lot.
Fusi, I got some good news for you. I have a plastic surgery doctor connection, who's offered to do very cheap nose jobs for everybody who gets their nose fucked up in this event. So
Well, see,
Is
just
his name
contact
Mike?
me.
incredible. That's incredible. That's awesome. I'm glad you got that. That's actually, and a lot of people may laugh at it, but that's actually a great thing to have. Like, honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we actually met up with him and took pictures of Ian's nose and stuff, just to, just in case. So,
That's
but
incredible.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of the YouTube space, so he was all over it. He was like, "Yeah, I'll give them all massive discounts. I'll do whatever they want. I'll fix their noses." So,
Yeah, now we just gotta get a brain guy.
yeah, no, just need a brain guy.
Okay, I have a question. How long has the process for Crate Clash? How long has the process been making this event?
9 months, 8 months.
Yeah, I mean, we had no idea what we still hardly know what we're doing. It's I think our first step was getting a boxing guy, and our boxing guy Mike Leonardi. He's been in it for a long time. He boxed himself when he was younger. Now he's like a manager of a lot of pro fighters, and he sort of got the ball rolling. He gave us some confidence that we could put on an event. But I want to say, like a few months ago, we partnered up with Real Good Touring. They do a lot of YouTuber tours, and they've been super invaluable in getting this thing going. But it's been slow, man. Like we would go months at a time, like not knowing if this was even feasible because we have no connections in that sort of world.
Yeah, I also want to like be clear, like Ian, well, both of us, to be honest, like we're waking up in the morning, 2 hours of pad work, eating lunch, going back in, 2 more hours of pad work. We're going on 6 mile runs, like on top of doing all of this and trying to get all this done. I mean, for a while we were doing it with with just a hope and a prayer, that Rice Gum was actually going to sign a contract. And after that happened, we kind of just, I think we dug our heels in and we fell in love with the sport and we decided, all right, like we are already doing so much. We might as well share this with other YouTubers and share, what this sport is and make an event out of it. And I mean, it took a lot of us, I mean, messaging people. We were in meetings with people that we didn't really know, trying to get somebody interested. And we just got really lucky, I think, to make
Anisa,
it
you
work.
recently took an injury. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I had suffered a major concussion when I was younger, and I actually went to a neurologist before I started all of this and asked, like, is this okay for me to do? And they said, yeah, that's fine. You should be fine. So I, was training and sparring, and I think I'm an aggressive spar. I'm very confident. And, when you first start sparring, you have no idea that you're connecting punches. You don't know what the fuck is going on, right? And I guess I was landing quite a few, and the girl that I was fighting had like 20 years experience, and she just decided, all right, we're turning it up. Like this is a fight. And I met the wrong end of her too, and I got a concussion. And after 2 weeks, I got diagnosed with a concussion. But it was really bad. Like couldn't turn on lights, couldn't like get in a car, couldn't do anything. And I thought, okay, well, I'll soak this concussion and then I'll come back. But we ended up going to a sports neurologist, and he looked at me and he said, it's up to me. But he was like, you are really playing with fire. He's like, you've got post concussive syndrome, but on top of that, he's like, if you want Alzheimer's, like, keep it up because that's where your brain's at right now. And my dad has Alzheimer's, and to be honest, I don't want to do that to Ian.
Yeah, it's just a bad idea. And with everyone in the event so far, like we've treated brain injuries and really all injuries that people have gotten very seriously. We don't want there's honestly no reason for people to be getting hurt, severely.
Long term brain
So
damage.
if anyone has any type of injury that's going to really put them down, we don't want to encourage that. So we've been very, I would say, liberal when it comes to taking people off the roster.
Yeah.
Ian, I got to ask you this question, or Idubbbz, I got to ask you this question. I mean, what is the goal? You come out on top, you win this, all right, you're really good. You do another event, you win that one. What is the end goal? Like, do you want to be a professional boxer?
No, I have no interest in becoming a professional boxer. I want to do a professional fight with Mike, to have the experience and to challenge myself. Because I like in past videos and documentaries, all sorts of projects that I've done, like I focus a lot of my time on it, and this has been no different. I'm not really creating any content or doing anything other than boxing right now, so it's a huge time and energy commitment. I got to put like a lot of projects on hold that I want to do right now, so I'm not crazy about having a fuck ton of fights after this, but it will, I guess it'll be less hard to start. Like, I won't be starting from scratch, so maybe I will find like, oh hey, this isn't going to be too much of a time commitment, but it probably should be if I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah, the problem is like I think it's either 0 or 100 with both of us. We both have that brain disease, so like it's all we've been doing for the past 8 months. Literally, all we've been doing, and like I mean, if he were to go on and fight again, like it would take massive. I mean,
Yeah.
it would
But
be,
we'll see. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
If Jake Paul called us,
I was literally just going to ask that. I said, are you so serious that if Jake Paul called, what would happen?
We've kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, facts. No printer, period.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Somebody clip that.
Yeah, but not any of the cringe I said after it.
Well, no, I mean, Keith brings a good point, because there's another big YouTuber who doesn't have a opponent right now, Osman Broom. I say easily, like, Osman Broom could fight the winner between you and Dr. Mike. If you win, would you be opposed to fighting Austin?
Yeah, so like part of the reason we continued on and we had the charity element of Creator Clash is because of how horrible Austin McBroom's event was. Not speaking on the production value and the commentators and everything of the event, but just the promises made and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm not a fan of how people were treated in that event. So I don't know. I'm not crazy about like, ooh, would you fight this person? He's a dickhead. Like, yeah, he's a dickhead. Let's not give him attention. Let's fight someone who's more worth it.
Fair enough. There's been some talk of Sam Hyde getting involved in your event. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, we just did a live stream where we spoke to it a little bit, but essentially, like, he, I mean, if anyone saw the documentary Getting Away with It, we worked with Sam Hyde for a period, and it was tough. He was wanting to put on his own show, and he did, and it was funny, but he's not a super cooperative guy. He's very unpredictable. So involving him in our event just isn't a good idea. I think most people would.
Business risk.
I think most people would understand that.
Yeah, it's a huge business risk. I mean, we're getting guys signing to agree to be within like 7 pounds of each other. I can't trust that. I mean, you can't really trust that. It's just hard to have trust there.
Yeah, it's already hard enough wrangling, 22 YouTubers to make sure they are training, they are getting proper sparring in, they are making weight, they are eating right.
That's the other thing I want to add is like we've been, we fly to LA and we're meeting these guys' coaches, making sure that they actually have credible coaches that are like not, fitness boxing coaches. They're like actual guys that are going to, get them in there and sparring and know what they're doing. And I mean, we've really tried to ensure that everybody's getting proper training. So, I mean, you need a high amount of like cooperation between everybody. And it's just, unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot of guys that we would have loved to have on this card that just aren't cooperative.
Yeah, there's a list way longer than just Sam Hyde that we have to say no to,
So he actually wants to box Harley, is the way I understand, and it's a no to Sam just because of the difficulties.
I mean, yeah, I mean it is, but I'm also gonna say, like, I don't know where you heard that. I've heard so much conflicting information in regards to that. Like, I don't believe anything.
Sam wants to fight a bunch of people. I've seen a bunch of, but also on top of that, it's like we've put way too much money and time into this to have one person. Also, like, do you think Dr. Mike would box on a card with Sam Hyde? Like,
oh, I totally get that, but I talked to Harley, right? Because Harley's a big guy, and who could realistically face Harley? Like, you need another giant. And
Aaron is so confident in his ability to box. We've talked to him about it. Trust me, like when I talked to Ego Raptor, I was like, look, like this is his size, like, because as long as you're over 200 pounds, right, like that's fair game. That's what the boxing commission has said. So we told them, like, look, this is how it is. And Aaron is so confident that he's, gonna be fine that we just will let him go at it.
Well, I hit up Harley and asked him who he wants to box. He said Sam, and then Sam tweeted out basically like, what his music would be as he came out or whatever. And I was getting really excited for that because, look, I understand that, Sam might not be on brand, but as far as a show and entertainment, like, yes.
Yeah, we would lose half the card though. Like legit, actually, and all the sponsors.
Yeah, I can think of a ragtag group of people that like Sam could probably box with in the future, or an event that he would probably have to create, and that would be cool. Some crazy event with all sorts of non-brand friendly people. I think that'd be fucking awesome. But it's just like not really a discussion for us.
Yeah, we can't entertain it.
When are we going to find out? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I've been asking nonstop. Go ahead, Fight Lounge.
Okay. Well, I think their point is the first impression is everything. Just look at Showstar. Showstar damaged their rep. They're in the mud. No one wants to work with them. So what happened to Social Gloves? Nobody got paid. Their name being drafted in mud. So like from their point of view, it's like, yo, this event has to go good. It can't go bad. So that's where like Sam, okay, maybe he can be on Career Clash 2, but the first one has to go smoothly.
No.
If there's a possibility of a headbutt from the human being, we are not going to have them on the card. That's just like how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically it really has nothing. I mean, first impressions, good and all that, but like like you need brand consistency, and like we need to sort of show people what this event's all about. If you look at everyone on the card, like these are like super decent people, and they have very thriving, successful careers. They have not, been.
They're all interesting.
Yeah, so that's what we want to keep it to. Like it's a super positive event. There's like no reason to involve people that might taint that.
That being said, like it being super positive and everything, I'm sure anybody who's in here who has ever been, even sparring, like once you face off with somebody, you're in a fight. Like these are going to be fights. I don't want people to think that it's going to be fluffy. Like you're going to have two people that are, in a fight, punching each other. So
no, 100%. And Anisa, a lot of things people don't understand is like if you don't step in the ring, or if you've never been in the ring, you really cannot make a comment on how poorly somebody does or what happens in the ring.
Yeah,
because once you get punched in the face, the fight starts, and you can't even explain to somebody what that feeling is like. So I respect every single person who ever even has the courage to step into a ring. Like yesterday at an event I was in, a girl volunteered and she jumped in. To be frank, she got her ass whooped, and she was embarrassed afterwards. And she came up to me and she said, "Do you think everyone's gonna like laugh at me when they see the video?" And I said, "I don't give a fuck what anybody says, because none of the people who are laughing at you have the courage to do what you just volunteered to do. So it takes so much to just step into the ring. So respect to every single fighter who's gonna be in there, and I'm sure it's gonna be a real fight all around."
Let me speak on this for a second, because I've been fighting for a female influencer boxing match. I don't know why we haven't seen it yet.
I agree.
And on your card, I thought it was going to happen. Now that you're out, is it going to happen?
For sure. As soon as I couldn't, listen, the female fight was my passion project. It was super important to me. I also have hated the fact that there hasn't been like one single female fight. So as soon as I wasn't good to go, we were right on it, finding a replacement, and we have a replacement, contract signed and everything. Yodeling Haley, she's a TikToker. She's gonna be fighting Minx.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Michelle Kerr, I think her name is.
Yeah, Michelle.
She is looking for a fight as well. We wanted her to get on our card, but we're running out of space, and it's also really hard to find.
She's small.
Females.
And Minx is big. that is, we wanted to put them together, but Minx is 5'10", she's 5'1", 5'2", so it wasn't going to happen. But you know, if any females out there want to box and they're within that range, that's who to talk to.
Okay.
Wait 1 second. Idubbbz, I just want to throw this out there. If you ever need a 135-pound fighter to step in at any given notice, we at Happy Punch got you with Dean the Great. He's ready, and he will give you a fantastic show and night of boxing.
And he's one of the most positive people I know. There's no drama with him at all.
Okay.
Cool.
I was gonna say, Sam is in here. He wants to be a speaker, but before I add him on, what's this rumor about Alex Wasabi fighting Manny Pacquiao's son?
Yeah, it's I think Alex Wasabi. I mean, that's sort of like, I don't know, like potentially in the works. It's hard to say. Like the Pacquiao son thing was just a he's starting to get into boxing. I think he had his first pro fight, or maybe it was an amateur fight.
It's an amateur fight.
Recently. It was just an idea we had like pretty early on. I think quite a bit before he made his debut in the Showstar fight. So I think like Wasabi's plans have just like he's had a lot of like opportunities and everything. So he's got to think about what his his path is going forward. So may or may not happen. It's still being talked about. So we'll see.
Super fair. Look, there's a lot of reasons why I'm excited about your event, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, did you say 22 different creators are in this event, meaning 11 different matches? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, that was our starting number. It's a little bit less now because of all the injuries.
We have 9 confirmed right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we start out with a lot of heavyweights.
Yeah.
But that's also another reason why we've been, avoiding bringing people on, is like injuries are no joke, and we want people who are kind of physically ready now. Yeah. We can't like give them an extra, few months.
There's just been a lot of like heavyweights that don't understand how much, torque and how much you're twisting your spine and moving around. And there's been a lot of like slip discs and stuff like that that's come forward. So
one more question. I'm bringing Sam in. I was watching you guys Twitch stream before this happened. And you said you almost got Blueface on the card.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say almost, but it was like
it was a conversation. They wanted money. We were actually fine to give money, but Blueface, I think, looked at Ian's branding and kind of decided it wasn't for him. I think that's what ended up happening.
We actually have no idea. That's just something Anisa made up, I think. Well, I mean, we haven't gotten official confirmation, but it was just kind of like a talks that petered out.
Yeah.
The money thing is such a curse, right? Because one, you can't really pull off a good event, when you have to pay out a lot of money or towards the top of the card or whatever. But then if you do charity where nobody gets paid, then it's hard to get certain people, right? It cuts you off from the Austin McBrooms, the Taylor Holder, and almost everybody that's already doing the boxing stuff.
Totally.
Oh, we have Sam here. Sam, there was talk of you being on this card. I don't think it's happening now. It sounds like it's not going to happen. But how serious are you about boxing, and who would you love to box in the future?
I mean, I'm the guy that Idubbbz. Would you say that I inspired your boxing career?
No, you did not.
Okay. What did?
Rice Gum. He DM'd me.
Okay. Well, anyway, I would like to fight. I would really want to fight. I like Harley. I think he's a good guy. I think that would be probably exciting because he's huge. He's a huge man, and I'm a big man. I got bacon wrapped around my fist right now as we speak. As a matter of fact, I'm ready to come in there and slug it out with a giant dude. But my target right now is Hassan Piker. Have you heard of that guy?
We have. I'm not a fan, by the way.
Yeah, I think he's cruising for a bruiser right now, and I'm I'm gonna put it on him.
That's interesting. That would be interesting if you could get, like a Hassan Piker in the ring. I mean, that would break the internet. That would be a circus for sure. But what's your main beef with him?
Well, he's kind of like he's the guy on the left, that's like the alpha male on the left, and like if you're gonna be a big muscled guy that takes steroids and whatnot, like why not be able to back it up with actual violence? And I think that if we were to cross paths in the ring, we would probably both learn a lot from it, politically speaking, and I think we would both have a healing moment.
That would be amazing. I do love how you said you would wrap bacon around your fist for epic mealtime. I caught that one. That was a good one. All right, so Idubbbz, back to your event. When is this card going to be announced? Because like we know, obviously it's our job to try to figure out who's on the event and whatnot. But I don't have 9 matches figured out, not even close. So when are we going to get this card?
Did you not click on the website link in the video, Keem?
Oh, I'm currently on vacation. My team probably has everything.
Yeah, the lineups are on the website, but we're gonna put out a trailer tomorrow morning.
Could you tell us for the Twitter Spaces who's on the card?
Yeah, we can. We'll scroll through it right now. So we've got Harley, Epic Mealtime against Ego Raptor. So Aaron Hansen.
Mm-hmm.
We have Hundar from
Cow
Chop against AB from the H3 podcast. We have Yodeling Haley against Justa Minx. We have Ryan McGee from Super Mega against Alex Ernst. We have Matt Watson from Super Mega against Dad or Nathan Barnett. We have I Did a Thing against the Odd Ones Out, James. We have Michael Reeves versus Graham Steffen. And that's it right now. We have another individual who you will know of who had an opponent, but the opponent has an injury, so we're looking for a replacement.
Yeah, so we should have a little bit of extra info going out via a trailer tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What's the weight class the weight class you're looking for to fill in that spot?
Heavyweight.
It's heavyweight.
Well, I believe Sam Hyde has just caught Corona. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, is there room to still do 11 fights if people come last minute? Because, man,
I don't think so.
The thing is, what we want, like all these guys that we have on the card, we were getting them in November to like match up with coaches and get ready to train. Like we really don't want last minute like guys jumping in the ring not knowing what they're doing at all. If there were a few boxing YouTubers that have contacted us that if we can find matchups for them, it might happen.
Yeah, so we were talking to Slim and Minicon, and they both seem nice and like ready to fight, but it's just a matter of finding people who are like at their skill level, because we don't want to match this guy who's new to influencers who have already boxed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Outside of the boxing matches, is there any musical talent or any surprises other than the boxing matches that will be tied into this event?
Well, I'm curious what you guys would be interested in. I mean, obviously we got a lot of opinions on that. Last time you'd mentioned getting someone out there to sing the national anthem. I thought that was a good idea. Do you have anything else like that? Because I'm fine with just fights, to be honest.
I like the musical acts, but they cannot sing more than like one song. If they come out and sing one song in between 2 matches, it's a great break. If they do more than that, it turns into a concert, and it's not. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
What do you think of like we have a couple of streamers that we've been thinking about for commentating or like pre-fight interviews, like going in the locker room and talking to the guys and like kind of
that stuff is absolutely necessary.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead. I was just going to say the one problem with Showstar that I noticed is it was just there wasn't any breaks into these matches. It was just match. and it somehow, even though you would feel like you're getting entertainment like nonstop, somehow you got bored because it went to match to match to match. There wasn't that segment in between to kind of build up hype between the next thing, you know?
You
Yeah.
definitely need a breather. You definitely need a breather.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I
What
think
would
we
you?
want to focus on commentators probably.
I have this. This is my passion project. What would you think if there was like a picture like Nick Acavo Avocado like having a mukbang off in the corner somewhere? Would you like
And you
that?
just like cut to that randomly.
I'm actually friends with Nick, and I could get Nick to go there and actually do it in real time.
That's
And it
what
would
I. Yeah.
and it would be so cool to see him start with a bunch of food, and then in between matches you do an update with a commentator talking to Nick, and the food has gone down and down. That would be funny.
That's my passion project. Either him or the Hodge twins doing food reviews. One of the two.
Okay, speaking of the event, you guys released the price for pay-per-view, which is $20, which is a good price. What is the venue? Can you guys name that yet?
No, we can't talk about the venue yet. We just want to get things like a little bit more solidified. That'll be on April 8th. Don't know exactly when, if it'll be like, midnight that tickets go on sale, but yeah, it's a good location. Yeah,
there's been a lot of good events there, so it's built for this type of event. The location.
It's not a backyard.
Not a backyard. Yeah.
So I guess the question is about Dr. Mike. Is a lot of these guys, they're like kind of spying to see what their opponent's up to. They're trying to get leaked tapes of seeing their opponent in training. Have you been studying your opponent?
I can speak to this.
Okay.
So I follow him on Instagram, and I've seen every Instagram story he's ever posted. I've seen his so the aftermath of his like first day of sparring, and he had like some blood on him. It kind of looked like maybe like a buckle or a clip from his like from his jock like hurt him or something. It like made an imprint on his chest or something like that. So I've noticed that he does bleed. He is immortal. So yeah, I've been studying, and I'm prepared.
Well, we just hit 1,500 people in the room right now. If everyone could just hit the share button. We're here talking with Idubbbz and his wife about the Creator Clash charity boxing event. 9 matches confirmed.
Yes, also you can go to thecreatorclash.com and buy tickets now. Early bird special is $20. By the way, those Jake Paul events, those are upwards of $60, so this is a good deal.
And that's only one influencer.
Yeah.
This is like 20.
You get a lot of value.
Team Lounge Happy Punch, we got to be front row at this event. We got to be there.
Oh,
yeah. I'm down. Nathan, you're here, also known as Dad. He's a content creator. He's in the Creator Clash event. Dad, look, I know you and Idubbbz sparred. Talk to us about what happened.
Well, what should I say, Ian? Ian clocked me really good one time, and actually took me down to my knee once, hit me in the solar plexus. And I wasn't sure. I think I might have started bringing maybe too much intensity because it wasn't like all out sparring, but it's hard. It's easy to get carried away, and I can't tell how hard I'm punching sometimes. I think I'm pulling my punches a little bit, but Ian hit me so hard, I think I might have come at him too hard in defense. So that's kind of my perspective. What's that?
Nah. Nathan's a dominator. I have a gym with like 6 different dudes that I rotate and spar with, and Nathan just came on a whim and threw down with like 5 random dudes that he didn't even know.
Not only are these random dudes, well, like a couple of them are like AMC training, like at one of the top gyms for MMA fighters, like been doing it 20 years. Like Nathan gets in there and he's just freaking punches are flying. I mean, it was fun to watch, but I think what Nathan's trying to say is like when they got into sparring, like, you start upping intensity, agreed upon. And, Nathan was getting in there and he was getting intense. So Ian was like, all right, well, this is where we're going. And I think it just surprised Nathan, I think, when he received the body shot a bit.
Yeah. And Idubbbz definitely punches hard. So that's one thing I learned from.
Was it a liver shot?
It was a liver shot. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it like knocked the wind out of me a little bit, and I tried to I was like, okay, I can get through this, and then a second later, I was like, oh no, I can't. I should get down on my knee, and I had to get down for a second, because it took my breath away. But I learned a lot that day.
Dad, were you just playing it cool to make sure you solidified your spot in the roster?
I just wanted to make Ian feel strong, so he didn't kick me out. Well, but I did learn from those guys that these guys were legit MMA guys who were very ripped that were punching me. Yeah. And I learned that I can definitely take a hit to the head all day from these guys. So that made me feel good about my match against Matt. And it also taught me to block better, my stomach and stuff. So I'm very, very prepared. And I 100% plan on taking Matt out in the first round, right away.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've done research on your match, and my thoughts are that you are actually going to win 100%. That's my thoughts on that.
Thank you. I mean, I like Matt. We're friends, and I feel bad. It's it is weird, punching your friend. These other guys I don't know, so it was a little easier. So it might be weird punching someone I like, but I'll do what I have to do.
Hey, fighters, I have a question for you guys. So one thing I always make note of everybody going into events is what happens the night of the event, when your adrenaline is at a different level, and the importance of, being calm before the fight. What is your backgrounds with being in front of crowds and performing, growing up, whether you were a musician, whether you did tours as a YouTuber, how do you guys handle being in front of the bright lights?
That's a great question, because Idubbbz, have you ever been in a crowd? I've never seen you throughout your whole career in a crowd of people that I can remember.
Man, I won public speaking championship at my school, so I'm great in front of people.
That's sarcastic.
Nah. I don't think I'm good in front of crowds, but we'll see.
I'm about to say, because all the YouTube boxers in the past, KSI, Logan, Jake, you can name them, they've all said once that bell rings, it's like the oh shit, this is a real moment. They even Fousey can speak on it. You instantly forget. You have to rely on your instincts.
So by the time I was walking out of the fight, I'm blacked out. The next thing I know, I'm in the New York Khan's interviewing me. My nose is broken. My dad's taking me to the hospital with a blows, not even knowing what happened. So in my documentary, when my mom is on the phone with me, she goes, "Baby, why didn't you defend yourself?" My literal response was, "I don't know," because I didn't even know what happened for the fight. Granted, now going into a next fight, I understand the importance of Jake Paul's breathing techniques. His, how calm he comes into the fight and not being angry before a fight. So it's definitely a thing. And when Taylor Holder and Bryce lost their fight, and I begged them to take note of that fact, at each interview when people asked them what happened, they said, it was our first event. The bright lights got to us. We weren't ready to handle that pressure.
Fousey, I don't know if there's any way to fix your audio, but it sounds like you're walking through a Walmart right now. But let me say this about Fousey. Fousey, you've taken the greatest L in the ring, because now you have two fighters that have lost that are begging to fight you. It's perfect bait because it's working out. We have Bryce Hall and we have Deji begging to fight Fousey too right now. So you're going to win in the end with that.
Absolutely. But that was just something for, Nathan Idubbbz. You can be prepared in the gym and whatever, but once that bright light's here and you hear the crowd, it's going to be different.
We'll probably be in contact with a sports psychologist. I played competitive sports my whole life. So I'm kind of aware of what's going to happen and how it's going to feel. I've already been talking to Ian about it, but we'll have a sports psychologist and work through doing ring walks and all of that stuff. I think we'll be good.
Mm-hmm. I'll practice taking off my shirt.
I personally,
Ian, I want to see how much better Ian's gotten. I want to feel your power levels, man.
I think you're going to be shocked, Sam.
It's
I think you're going to be the most shocked because you've seen what he used to look like.
He looks, honestly, man, you look really good.
Thank you.
How much weight did you have to put on, Idubbbz?
So I guess frame of reference, probably back in July. That was a few months after like that documentary was filmed. I was probably 150 then. Now I'm 185.
That's insane. Like,
Damn.
is there something that you did to help you eat? Like, you know, a lot of people smoke or edibles, whatever. Like, what did you do to put on the pounds?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just weightlifting with Anisa and eating a lot. That's pretty. I mean,
Yeah, I have a kinesiology background, nutrition background, so I'm able to kind of like
she
help
was
with that.
guiding me the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, tell me what to eat, when to eat,
Yeah.
how to eat. Told me to eat fast. Kind of odd, but okay.
Is there any fear, because you come across so confident in these videos and whatnot? Is there any fear? Is there any moments of, oh, what if I don't win? Anything like that?
No, I think I think a lot of like influencers, like they don't want to get to this point where they don't want to lose and get knocked out and bullied and ashamed and have memes made of them and all this sort of stuff. But I think over the years that's been like less of a thought that people have. I think it's part of the reason why we got as many creators as we have in our event. It's like less of a fear because no one's expecting me to dominate. But when I do dominate, it will be epic, and
Not only
I'm a winner
that,
either
like,
way.
yeah, win or lose for Idubbbz, I think, the fact that he's going against somebody as feared as Dr. Mike in the community and nobody has seen Dr. Mike fight yet is such a huge thing. And also, Idubbbz, I'm sorry for saying this, but hearing from a coach how good you looked in person, I'm sure that no matter what, your performance is going to look great. I think either day you come out as a winner on top. Granted, I'm not saying that means you're not going to come out as the winner with an epic win. I'm just saying, regardless of what happens,
Hey,
you're a champion.
I get it, Fuzi. I appreciate that, man.
Let me say this. Are you familiar with the curse of I'm going to shock the world?
Oh man.
Wait, what'd you say?
There's a curse, and it's the tweet, I'm going to shock the world. Nate Robinson tweeted out he got knocked out by Jake Paul. Then Bryce Hall tweeted out he got beaten by Austin Groom. Deji tweeted out twice. He lost twice. And I think there was another person that tweeted out, I'm going to shock the world, and lost. KSI recently said in a video that he is going to tweet out, I'm going to shock the world before he fights Alex Wasabi so we can break the curse. Are you interested in attempting to break the curse?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a curse. I'm not stronger than a curse. We'll let that curse live on.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, I have a question.
I'm stronger than a curse.
You guys know?
Sam, don't you tweet it? Don't tweet it. It's gonna be bad.
Do it.
You guys know the size of the gloves yet for the event?
No, we're not exactly sure. If it's a pro match, it'll be 10 ounces. But for everyone else, we want people to, especially the big guys, to give each other severe head trauma. So we'll probably do 14 or 16.
Is there going to be headgear?
Depends. I personally want the bigger guys to wear headgear, but it's going to be up to them and the boxing commission. I don't know how strict they are with that stuff. We've only heard rumors about what it'll be like, but we're trying to get everyone to not wear headgear that obviously doesn't that hasn't had brain trauma in the past.
I know the answer to this is probably going to be a hell no because we've already covered it, but Technicals is in here as a listener. He's a relatively he's a medium-sized YouTuber, I would say. He's been trying to fight this other commentator, John Swan. Are you familiar with these two?
Oh my God. No, none of those names ring a bell at all.
John Swan.
Hey, all you do is put them on the prelims. Let's put them on prelims.
Yeah, I mean it's one of these things. We're open to putting people on the undercard, but like we've said throughout this whole call, like we want cooperative people and people who, take the shit seriously. So
and aren't going to headbutt each other.
Yeah.
By the way,
Speaking
I would never headbutt anybody I know. Anisa, you brought that up when my name.
Yeah, because you're too tall, Sam. That's the only reason why.
Hey guys,
Okay.
I'm sorry if this was asked, because I've been like Keem said, walking through a Walmart the whole time. Do you guys have your do you guys have your commentators and the ring announcer and everything solidified and sorted yet, or is that still something you're looking for?
Yeah, we want jobs.
Yeah, I know. You guys might have to be the sort of
Get Ethan.
Ethan Klein?
Yeah, he's charismatic.
Yeah, I'll commentate with him, but there might be headbutts. Then.
No, we've talked to a couple of live streamers that we find to be very funny that we think will be good commentators.
We want a healthy mix of commentators that actually understand the sport of boxing and can actually like tell people when things are good or things are bad, because I mean, people who are watching the sport that, have never boxed themselves, they need someone that actually understands what's going on to like explain things.
Speak of the devil, we got Wade Plemons in here.
Yeah.
That's one of the guys that we've been looking at.
We're trying to scout him, Wade.
But you also need the guy that can go, oh shit, like you need that guy too.
Yeah, those people are rare.
We've got quite a few people that they were my dream picks that have said that they're interested. So
yeah,
who's your dream pick?
Well, none of your business, Sam.
If they decide to cancel, me and Sam will definitely do it.
Cool.
That's great.
I was gonna say Wade would be a great option because not only does he know the fight game, he also knows about the YouTube boxing culture as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wade definitely was like my number one that I really wanted. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and to Keem's credit, he does know a lot of the background and history of YouTubers. That's one thing that you guys at Happy Punch have been doing a good job of, is like sort of bridging that gap. There's not a lot of people who are knowledgeable about YouTubers and also are into the boxing scene. So good on you guys for that.
Well, we thank you, and we thank you for coming on and talking about your event. Is there this is one question I had for Anisa. So you had to pull out the fight. Who were you supposed to fight?
Oh, I was gonna fight Just a Minx. I was she has some height on me, but we could have met at weight.
And who is she? Because like I unfortunately I'm unfamiliar with her.
She's a super popular Twitch streamer right now. She's in that circle with like I think like S-Fand and Ms. Kiff and that kind of crowd.
Yeah, she's got a huge audience. She's
super popular. I would say like at least on par with
all the top streamers for sure. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I look forward to that.
Wade is in the building. What's up, Wade?
What's up, guys? I'm on my Fousey shit right now on a run.
Nice.
I wanted to say thank you to Idubbbz, to Ian, to Anisa for kind words, and obviously I'd be flattered, honored, love to be on the event. Either way, this thing's gonna smash it. I love what they're doing. Love the concept for it, not the Wade concept, but their concept. But yeah, I love what they're doing, man. This is gonna be a very epic card.
Hell yeah. So I have a question for Keem and Happy Punch and all of y'all who have the insider scoop. Was there's like and Fousey, he was like freaking out on Twitter. Is like Dr. Disrespect fighting or something like that? What's going on with that?
Well, I have a close influencer friend that maybe I'll tell you privately, who is thinking about boxing. He would not. He's brand new to this. He hasn't even hit the gym yet, so it would not be for your card. But it's such a big name that it's going to shock people.
Keem, let's keep it there. Because we're not going to start speculating.
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. It's just, he's a big name, and when he announces that he's going to do this, people are going to it's going to make some noise.
Yeah, but he's not as big as like Ninja.
Well, Ninja. Look, I don't think anyone's as big as Ninja. People don't realize. Yeah, his stream numbers might be low.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice, not Ninja.
His stream numbers might be low, but like, that's what's amazing about, some people in their influencer career is some people, they get so high and they die, but they never die really because they hit such a high level, and that's definitely Ninja. Like no one's ever going to forget him.
No, that's fair. The Dr. Disrespect was a name that Ian dropped in one of the videos, and Dr. Disrespect acted like he didn't know who Ian was. So that's why we were curious, because that was our dream. One of our dream fights was Ian versus Dr. Disrespect.
I don't know,
That's
because
disrespectful.
I don't know, Idubbbz, if you want that, because he is a giant. Like he is so tall, it's insane.
He's like 6'8".
I
He's
think he's
huge.
6'7".
7 feet.
Yeah, he's like 6'7".
I just like
body shots only.
I just like constantly whisper, "You cheat on your wife," as I'm hitting him.
That would be
Hey, if there's a Craig Clash 2, Dr. Mike versus Idubbbz.
I think it would be hard for Dr. Disrespect to get into the ring because, he has to play himself. Like he cannot be Dr. Disrespect in that ring. He can't have the wig. He can't have the glasses. He can't have anything. So I don't know how that would even play out.
We did have a few influencers that they signed up, and they wear, stuff that, shrouds their face when they do YouTube. So we were wondering, we're like, how are they going to
mention him, right? Anomaly,
yeah. Anomaly wears like a ski mask, and so he was like, "Oh well, I can wear the mask when I fight, right?" And we were like, "No,
yeah,
no, you can't
do that."
So yeah, got to take that off.
This would be a great time to shout out Sidemen over in the UK. They had a soccer, or if you're from the UK, a football match, and they allowed me to wear my hat during the football match.
Oh, that is nice. That's nice.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys know this, one day before Craig Clash, there's going to be in the UK a charity soccer. I think it's called the Creator of Clashes or something like that. Like,
no
yes,
way.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know somebody DMing. Yo, this is gonna happen like one day apart. I was like, you serious?
Yeah.
And I think people from the Sidemen gonna be involved.
Huh. That's so
cool.
funny.
Maybe we'll share some clout amongst each other.
Is everybody on the card American? It doesn't seem like I've seen too many people from the UK.
We have an Australian and a Canadian.
And he's in here. I did a thing. You can give him voice access.
I gave him an invite if you want to speak. I sent him an invite.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's Australian. He's the only, isn't he?
No, there's a Canadian.
Now? Oh, right, Canadians.
Epic Mealtime is in Montreal.
Okay, let's talk about which fight are you two most hyped for? Which one are you most hyped for?
Personally, I Hundar and AB, and Minx and Yodeling Haley. I would say those are my two. Graham Stephan and Michael Reeves will be interesting too, but to be honest, Hundar and AB, and Minx and Yodeling Haley.
Yeah. Yeah, because Brett and AB have been doing it longer than any of the other fighters, because we got in contact with a lot of these people in November, and we basically said, like, start now because you're not going to be able to get this time later. And Brett and AB are the ones who started straight away. Thankfully, they're the ones matched up against each other.
And they also have two very good coaches.
Yeah.
At very, good gyms. So.
How did you get that financial YouTuber involved? What's his name? Stefan, I believe. Graham. How did you get him involved? He takes a wrong hit, he's going to be giving bad financial advice to the youth.
Oh man, he's very smart. He does breakdown videos of pretty much like why he makes all the decisions that he makes. I think as soon as I saw him, he was like, "Oh, why did I buy a fucking $10,000 Pokemon pack from Logan Paul?" And then he broke it down. He's like, "Well, I get a connection with Logan Paul. I have a chance of making money with the Pokemon cards. I get like a shout out on his stream. I can make 5 videos about it, which will total X amount of dollars." So every decision he makes is like super thought out. And I think the decision to fight Michael Reeves is another well thought out decision. He knows he can make content, and that, his name's going to get out there.
Interesting. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we've covered all grounds. We have a bunch of people here. I think there's almost 2,000 at this point. To everyone here, give them a little reason why to buy the pay-per-view right now.
Yes, you need to buy the pay-per-view right now because you're not a dumb person. You're a smart person, and you're going to get $10 off if you get it now. You don't want to wait on this thing because $10 is everything.
Also, $20 for like at least 9 fights. And we're gonna have somebody singing, the national anthem. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be awesome. You want to see it? $20. That's nothing. Jake Paul's stuff is $60 or whatever.
And also, guys, the most important thing is this is all for charity.
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 The American Heart Association and more to be announced.
And then one more thing. Look, during the Showstar event, the day of the pay-per-view, everybody was trying to get it, and it jammed the system, and nobody could buy the pay-per-view. I, thank God, bought it the night before, so you don't want to wait. All right, I want to thank...
well said.
I want to thank Idubbbz and Anisa for coming on, Sam Hyde, Wade, Dad, Fousey, and everyone coming out. Guys, we do these Twitter spaces here on Happy Punch like 3 days a week, hosted by Fight Lounge. We bring the fighters on, we bring coaches on, we bring managers on to get the inside scoop of everything influencer boxing. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and soon on YouTube and TikTok at Happy Punch. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yo, Fousey.
What's good, baby?
So you're still in Tampa, right?
I am. I'm in Tampa with Dean right now.
We have to do that. That I don't know what you call it, the parking lot brawl that Dean does. We have to do that during the fight week of Credit Clash.
No, for sure. The only difference is, and this is the importance of getting Dean into a ring as soon as possible, is I don't myself believe in them being on concrete. I actually got into a very big verbal disagreement with Dean. And, he's a young kid, and that's what got him started. That's what got him seen. So it was what we were left to do. But hopefully, if we were to do it, we either do it in a small padded venue or we do it on the grass. But definitely, it's definitely very entertaining. It's very fun, and it's definitely an experience.
Yeah, because he's in Tampa. Credit Clash is gonna be in Tampa. But yeah, man, I'm hyped. I'm very excited for this. The OG tour space actually discovered Credit Clash. Shout out to Sinner. He's the one sitting everything. So I'm hyped, man. Definitely Happy Punch is gonna be in the building, one way or another.
Hey, Fight Lounge, I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna dip out before you get anything out of me. All right?
All right.
I got a fight offer today, and I'm going to accept it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Fousey left a little teaser for you guys. So yeah, guys, we do these
Wait,
Twitter
can I
spaces.
ask real quick